It has improved the feeling that you're eating from the place where you live.
And what does that taste like?
Oh, it tastes great. It's local and it's organic, it's ethically produced. So it ticks all the boxes. I really value the opportunity to support local producers and get something that I can't get anywhere else.
I want people to know that this is a project that's created by the community for the community. We want to try and make it accessible and affordable to everybody, and if anyone doesn't find it that way, we'd like them to kind of share with us what we can do to make it easier and more accessible for people. People shouldn't be afraid to get in touch. My phone number is everywhere. I'm surprised more people don't call me, but anybody is welcome to call me and ask me about how the Food Hub works and anything about the produce and how to place an order and how to change their shopping habits, really, because I know it can be difficult, but perhaps before a holiday or a big birthday, or particularly at Christmas, it's kind of good to dip your toe in the water and give it a try and see what you think and see whether you like us. We do have newsletters and social media which helps inform our customers about what our produce is and where it's come from, so they can learn about it that way. But for people that are interested, they can go along and visit these farms and see what the farmers are doing and talk to them about how they're working on their farm. What we have also done and what we intend to do more of in the future is to do Meet the Producer events. And at Meet the Producer event, we all kind of get together in one room and customers can come along and talk to the producers and taste the produce and ask whatever questions they have, so they can connect to the people that are working those farms and making that produce.
Obviously anybody can join in the volunteer sessions, but we're also planning to involve anybody from the local community who wants to come along and learn a specific skill. So for example, grafting apple trees, or how to establish no-dig beds, and maybe something very specific like wildflower identification or wildlife identification. We also have a good link with the local community centre, and the idea with that is that we'll establish a way that they can refer people who might want to look at food growing specifically in this area from whatever aspect, if they want to do it in their own garden or if they want to establish a food growing project that actually uses these methods and makes it a productive and local source for food.
Growing my own food is pretty important, really, and it's something that I need to do, I think, to be happy and healthy. My partner and myself moved here just over 4 years ago. We're on a farm in southwest Scotland, and we are creating food growing for ourselves, and then also we can give excess or sell excess to local people, donate it to the community fridge. It could get used at the community cafe, at the community centre. We do a few different projects each year. We put the polytunnel up, we've put greenhouses up, composting systems, planted fruit trees. We've got the nectarine tree that's got some nectarines on, peach tree, an orchard, food forest has been started. We've got hugel bed, put a fruit cage in, rhubarb patches, lots of tomatoes, dwarf beans, climbing beans, aubergines and chilies, cabbages, cauliflowers, sprouts, broccoli, little dogs. Hi!
The pop-up cafe was formed from the donations of food items through our partnership with Aldi Co-op and Sainsbury's. On occasions with quite a heavy donation of certain items, and the reasonable thing to do is to bring them into the pop-up cafe to utilise them, because the last thing we want is waste. Sherlyn goes out and forages, whether it's wild garlic, it's sea beet. When you read the menu you think, I've never ever tried it, I'd probably go to a restaurant and try it because it costs an arm and a leg, but if you're coming here you can sort of taste it for a fraction of the price, and if it's good, well, then you've obviously opened up your palate for something new, which is exciting as well.
We are really an unlikely pairing. This is like, I'm a proper carnivore that catches animals for a living, and Sherilyn was out foraging for stuff and was a proper vegan chef, but it would just seem to work. This is because we cover all the bases for what people want. And unless you know someone like myself that's a fisherman, most people wouldn't know how to get their hands on crab or lobster or anything like that. So there's quite a lot of people that come here and eat because they don't know if they like things as well, and they know it's been caught by somebody that they can actually ask me exactly where we caught it, and I can tell them that. And it gets you a bit closer to the source of where the food's coming from.
Yeah, and Sherilyn's so enthusiastic. You hear her, she's bussing about, oh, I found such and such. I thought, all right, okay, what are you going to do with that? We'll wait and see. So it's a challenge that she puts on herself, and then to bring it to the community centre, then to make it into something that people are going to eat.
There's a network of foragers, because the likes of Lucy forages as well, and we all speak to each other. We've found this here and found that. So there's so much that's actually grown locally that's edible. I've got sea beet growing 2 minutes from my house, and I think it's nicer than spinach, and it's readily available for free. You just have to know where to look at the right time of year as well.
There's a really active swapping that goes on here now. Myself and Sherilyn started up the crop swaps 3 years ago. So lots of people come to share excess produce and plants and seeds, and anything to do with gardening, growing food and eating food. That's got lots of people exchanging ideas and skills, lots of people learning how to grow food and what kind of things work in the area. I know that if I grow a certain type of bean here and it does well, you know, I can share it with people in the same area and it should work for them.
And people bring the surplus crops, seeds, plants, anything you can think of to do with gardening, but they actually swap, I don't know, jam, pickles, flowers, bread, baking. They just bring anything along, and that's a really fabulous community to be part of.
The apples are the things that we do have a lot of surplus of. So we have an apple day where people can come along and donate to get juiced apples or apples themselves. And then there's a project that somebody locally runs which is called Macca's Abundance. So if there are surplus apples, she has a network where she can distribute them locally.
It does become a way of life, and you forget what normal people do on a weekend or an evening, and it all becomes like obsession about staring at sheep and looking at soil. And
Sounds great. Is that not what normal people do?